touch in the house, yeah. Big L, Harlem on the rise, 139, you ain't know. One love to my nigga McGruff, Mace Murder, Killer Cam. Rest in peace to my man Bloodshed. Live on, baby, your spirit live on. Yeah, BBO in the house. Yeah, my man Stan, I'ma rock this shit, check it out. Yo, I be that smooth cat you never seen rolling with clowns. One of the few from uptown that's holding it down. Bitches be on me like I'm welfare. Even rich ones that live in Bel Air is this big L, yeah, hell yeah. Word up, I use a chrome jack to push those back. Watch how you talk when you call me feds. Got my phone tapped, this rap game, I put my life in it. Chain got mega ice in it, push it infinite. Chrome rims like tinted. And you can see, pal, it's all about me now. 20 G's a show, bitch, 3,000 just a freestyle. I made the keys, it didn't grow on trees. Can you hold something? Sure you can hold on these. Yo, I'm back like an old crayon, smooth as rayon. Ellis who the ladies stay on, baby play on. I say jeweled up, pockets swelled up, from banks I held up. Plenty bitch ass niggas, big L stuck. I never catch cold feet when I hold heat. We roll deep in a triple black ducks in an old Jeep. I catch a bag 3 o'clock in the morning, on the block all alone and pull the Glock through his dome. Tell them get it up quick, you nitwit. Don't try to get slick or I'ma let this 4/5 spit and leave your shit split. Prick, it ain't nothing decent about me. A true thug for real, you can ask the decent about me. A rap junkie, don't try to play me like some flunky. Jews be chunky, pockets lumpy, attitude grumpy. And mad niggas be frontin' a lot, popping mad shit, trying to be something they not. Yo, faggot ass better stick to dancing. Don't even look at me, I might break your jaw just for glancing. I'm sick like Manson, and 9-7 Harlem kids is blowing. And we don't trip, we'll let a bitch starve till her ribs is showing. Big L.
About 30K views in 10 hours is a little more simple than you think. In fact, getting almost 100,000 views in 48 hours is much more simple than you think. If you want to learn how to maximize with your content on YouTube, hit me up, because these things are more simple than you can ever imagine. For example, these conversations with celebrities didn't happen with me for no reason. So DM me right now or message me and let's do this. Let's get it popping. Let's go. Welcome to Show Face News. You can call me what you want. Just don't call me walking and make sure you smash the like button, share the video. It's the town versus everybody. I repeat, it's the town versus everybody. And you already know, all the way from Flushing, Queens, we got the one and only Sue Young to get you niggas right. Stop playing. And that's word to Sue Young, nigga. Stop playing. Cut it out. Stop playing, man. Listen. It's getting real again, man. It's the town versus everybody for real again. Because niggas is throwing shots. Niggas is mad and upset at the town once again. It never fails. Every other week, a nigga's upset at the town for some reason, for some weird reason. A nigga's mad at the town. What's the issue, nigga? What's the problem? All right. So look, the nigga Nick Cannon got a podcast that I didn't even realize existed. I didn't know the nigga Nick Cannon had a podcast. The nigga got 87 kids, nigga. You got 87 kids and you got a podcast? Well, goddamn. You got a lot of time on your hands, gang. I ain't gonna lie. You got a lot of time on your hands. But anyway, the nigga Nick Cannon was kind of throwing shots at Fifth. Yes, the hometown hero. Ferrari F50 shit. 50 Cent. He's throwing shots. And in case you didn't see this, I'm going to show y'all what's going on in case y'all unaware. Smash the like button. Share the video. Let's get into that. Let's go.
50 Cent again.
She gotta
She's
let
gonna
it
have to
go.
fight me for
Let
him.
that go.
You can like fantasize about Fifth from 15 years ago. That's a different Fifth than this fat nigga that's walking around now.
I still would do it.
What? What you said, Chip? Hold on.
This fat nigga that's walking around now.
What?
About Fifth from 15 years ago.
What?
Fantasize about Fifth from 15 years ago.
Oh.
You can like fantasize about Fifth from 15 years ago.
I don't like that. I'm gonna run it back though. I'm gonna run it back from the top. I don't like a man talking about what people can fantasize about when it comes to another man. Sounds crazy, not gonna lie. Let's run that back, though. This is the Nick Cannon podcast. That's not the name of the podcast, but we might as well call it the Nick Cannon podcast because it's that nigga show. Smash the like button, share the video. Let's continue.
Vivica Fox reveals that she wants to date 50 Cent again.
She
She's going to have to
go.
fight me for
let
him.
that go.
You can like fantasize about Fifth from 15 years ago. That's a different Fifth than this fat nigga that's walking around now.
I still would beat the shit out of him.
I ain't gonna lie, I hit 50, but I'll never be around him.
Now you'll be around. I guarantee you 50 Cent will come on this show.
He better.
And I'm going to play this clip
Look at me.
about both of y'all saying y'all want to fuck him.
Look at me.
I'm going to dress like a total whore that day,
I feel
too.
like he can handle me.
Yeah, I bet you. Yeah, 50 can
Hey,
handle it.
hey. I peed on that. That's mine.
Whoa.
Wow.
I think he likes that too, from what I've heard.
Whoa!
But I'll be like, man, he's an asshole. Or like I call. He is fat.
That shit funny.
He looks like he got a pack of hot dogs on the back of his neck.
I like a little layer of pudge.
50 so chocolatey. He cute.
You looking at them pictures from Get Rich or Die Trying.
I
Now,
like thick.
now it's Get Thick or Die Frying. Bring your ass.
Shit cool. The Daily Cannon. Pause, nigga. The Daily Cannon. Hey, bro. This ain't the type of tree you want to bark up. Don't you see what happened when you was beefing with Marshall, nigga? You was beefing with Marshall. I don't even want to call that man by his rap. You was beefing with Marshall. That didn't go so well. Beefing with Marshall went absolutely nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Now you did make kids with Mariah Carey, and Mariah Carey used to deal with Eminem at one point in time. So you had M's leftovers, you dig? But why are you coming for Fifth, bro? And why are you saying y'all want the Fifth from 15 years ago was weird? You're trying to say that the man was attractive back then is suspect. In no way, shape, or form should you ever be trying to say that a man is attractive and was more attractive in his younger days. How do you know that, nigga? How do you know what the women want and you're not a woman? And why are you saying that the man was more attractive in his younger years is very suspect. How do you know the women don't find the man more attractive in his older years, champ? It's coming out to be very suspect. But you did try to violate Fifth a few times in this little segment of the Daily Cannon or the Nick Cannon podcast, whatever the name of the show is. You did try to come at Fifth very crazy. I'm gonna break this down for you niggas because I want y'all to peep everything that's going on here. Hold on.
Reveals that she wants to date 50 Cent again.
She
and
gotta
she's
let
going
it
to
go.
have to fight
Gotta
me for
let
him.
that go.
You can like fantasize about Fifth from 15 years ago. That's a different Fifth.
That's crazy, bro. You can fantasize about Fifth from 15 minutes. Whoa, yo, bro, what? Huh? What you mean? You can fantasize about Fifth from 15 years ago. You was looking at that nigga's album covers in a very disgusting manner, champ. That's what I know for a fact. That's what I know for a fact. Smash the like button. Let's continue.
Fifth than this fat nigga that's walking around now.
I still would beat the shit out of him.
I ain't gonna lie, I hit 50, but I'll never be around him.
Now you'll be around. I guarantee you 50 Cent will come on this show.
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna come on that show, bro. You giving weird energy. I don't know if Fifth wanna be around that. Fifth don't even be around Diddy no more because Diddy be on weird old time. So if you come in and talking like this, I don't know. You're talking about somebody who is a very petty person. I mean, you're not gonna roast me and allow me to be on the show after you was talking kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? He said Fifth, fat shaming Fifth. Is 50 Cent even fat? Look, I don't really look at niggas, bro. I don't really look at niggas. Yeah, man. I ain't trying to see what type of nigga is fat and who not, because it don't matter. But this nigga trying to act like, you know, Fifth is whatever he is. It's kind of weird energy, not gonna lie. But it seems like this nigga is low-key mad that women are still finding Fifth attractive. Mind you, this is coming from a nigga by the name of Nick Cannon who has 85 baby mothers, man. Nigga got 95 baby mothers, nigga. And you still mad, bro? You got at least 100 baby mothers, bro. And I'm sure you're still trying to make more children. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you're trying to make more kids. He says that's because he want all the baby mothers. Yes, champ. Yes. He wants to get Vivica A. Fox pregnant as well. This nigga trying to get everybody pregnant. He's weird. We gotta understand the type of nigga Nick Cannon is. This is a man who doesn't mind planting his seed wherever, champ. He's trying to get everyone pregnant, champ. Every shorty, he don't care who the shorty is. He wants to make a kid with them, champ. You know what I'm saying? He already, again, the man got like 1,000 kids, bro. And I'm sure he don't even see half them kids, bro. How do you keep up? How does this nigga have a podcast with all those children? It's crazy. I'm surprised there's nobody in the studio right now babysitting one of his 1,000 kids. Bro, you have 1 million children, bro. And you still mad? Smash the like button, share the video. Let's continue.
You better.
And I'm going to play this clip
Look at me.
about both of y'all saying y'all want to fuck him.
Look at me.
I'm gonna dress like a total whore that day
I feel like
too.
he can handle me.
Yeah, I bet you, yeah, 50 can
Hey,
handle you.
hey! I peed on that. That's mine.
Whoa. I think he likes that too, from what I've heard.
Dude, a nigga like urine, bro. Ah, man. This sounds like Nick trying to go after his high school bullies. Bro got lupus and having babies, but the world will worry about another man with. Seems like he's worried about a few things. He's worried about a few things that seem not gonna lie. He's worried about quite a few things, champ. But this is nasty. This is filthy, I ain't gonna lie. This is nasty work, gang. This is nasty work. I don't know what he got going on, but this is weird, bro.
But I'll be like, man, he's an asshole. Or like I call. He is fat.
That's true.
He looks like he got a pack of hot dogs on the back of his neck.
I like a little layer of pudge.
50 sounds chocolatey. He cute.
You looking at them pictures from Get Rich or Die Trying.
I
Now,
like thick.
now it's Get Thick or Die Frying.
He would never tell Fifth that to his face on the show. He couldn't. He could never tell Fifth that to his face on the show, champ. I promise you he wouldn't. I highly doubt 50 would even come up there. You know what I'm saying? I highly doubt 50 himself would even come up to the show, let alone allow Nick Cannon to talk like this. You dig what I'm saying? Now, also, Nick Cannon has a very large collection of L's under his belt, too, by the way, in case y'all didn't know. I don't know, Chan. I don't know, but in case y'all forgot, your boy Nick Cannon has definitely been humiliated on multiple occasions. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Nick Cannon has taken quite a few L's on numerous occasions. For example, when he went on Dame Dash's show and outed those people, and the people, you know who I'm talking about, those J people that Nick Cannon tried to talk about on Dame Dash podcast that made him lose Wildin' Out. Those people, yeah, they hold him, nigga. They hold Nick Cannon. They made Nick Cannon read the Torah, nigga. They made Nick Cannon read a chapter of the Torah. By the way, they made Nick Cannon do it on YouTube. And every time that nigga was messing up the reading, the rabbi would check this nigga all the time. I wish I had the video. I'm gonna find it. Hold on, man. We gotta find it. Because niggas be forgetting where they come from, man. We gotta do a historical background check real quick. Niggas be forgetting so much. I'm gonna find this video. Nigga, Nick Cannon got checked, bro. He got checked. Hold on, man. Let me find that video. I'm gonna go back to it because niggas be forgetting things. You know what I'm saying? This is nasty. Make sure y'all smashing that like button so I'm to look at this Nick Cannon video, man. Hold on, gang. Because you gotta check niggas is bugging. Nigga, I remember these things. Oh man. I think I found it. It said Nick Cannon had anti-Semitic comments. Y'all remember when Nick Cannon got hit? I'm going to find this video. Is this the video right here? Nah, this ain't it. I'm trying to find that video when they checked this nigga. This shit was crazy. This might be it right here. But yeah, man, Nick Cannon, man, they got Nick Cannon together after he made the comments he made on the podcast with Dean Dash. Oh, I think I found it. There it is. I think this is it. I could be wrong. But this is proof that they got Nick Cannon together, man. Full proof. I'm gonna play the video, man. Salute to the chat. But yeah, man, Nick ain't. I can't say Nick is this, that, and the third when Nick Cannon got checked, bro. They checked him over that. They checked him over those anti-Semitic comments, so to speak. Let's take a look at this. Look, y'all.
Class is in session once again, and this is a very special, important session of Candace's class. I'm honored, I'm privileged to be in the presence of someone recently I've been able to call a friend, a leader, a confidant, and so much more.
Director of Interreligious and Intergroup Relations at American Jewish Committee, AJC.
The one and only Rabbi Noam Marins. Rabbi Noam, how you doing?
It's my pleasure to be here with you.
We are keeping 6 feet distance to be respectful of our pandemic and taking all the health precautions. And I appreciate you coming out of your home, coming out of quarantine to do this. I think that shows the importance of our dialogue and our conversation. You and I actually had a Zoom for the AJC that went viral, that we had an opportunity to touch on many different topics. And now to be here in person with you, as well as...
Hold on a second. I think that was the Zoom when he got checked. It wasn't this video, though. Hold on. Let me find that video, man. Is this it right here? There it is. I found it. Yes, I found it, champs. I found it. Yes. Now you get to see how Nick Cannon got checked. I found it. I found it. Salute to the chat once again. Man, we about to get into it. I know the video was somewhere.
Good day. Our program will begin in just a moment. Good day. Our program will begin in just a moment. Good day. Welcome to Advocacy Anywhere, powered by AJC. Advocacy Anywhere is AJC's digital platform that enables you to engage with AJC's global expertise, content, and advocacy from wherever you are. Today's program is brought to you in partnership with Jewish Insider. You can sign up for Jewish Insider's daily kickoff by visiting jewishinsider.com. Today we are joined by Nick Cannon, an American comedian, rapper, producer, and television host. Nick recently came under fire after making anti-Semitic comments on his podcast and YouTube show, Cannon's Class. But since then, he has repeatedly made public apologies and has spent the past few weeks going through a process of multiple meetings with AJC and others to gain a deeper understanding of Judaism and anti-Semitism. Today is Cannon's first appearance on a Jewish program, and we are delighted that he has joined us for this important public.
Son had to look at Son's face, bro. Son had to check this nigga, bro. That nigga Cannon got hemmed up, bro. They hemmed Son up. They're like, oh, nah, champ. We gonna take Wildin' Out away from you until you get right. You dig? This man folded under pressure. And they the rabbi put pressure on Nick, bro. The rabbi, you can't talk crazy about nobody when this happened. this happened. They got you together, champ. I'm just saying.
A conversation. Moderating today's program is Rabbi Noam Marins, AJC's Director of Interreligious and Intergroup Relations, who has been in touch with Nick over the past several weeks. After we hear from Nick and Noam, we will take your questions. You may email your questions to questions@ajc.org. Questions is plural. Noam, you have the floor.
Thank you, Belle, and welcome, Nick, to AJC Advocacy Anywhere. It's a delight to have you here.
Rabbi Noam, my man, good to see you.
Yeah, man.
We thought that it would be a good idea if we could take our private conversations a little bit more public as part of the process of not only getting to know one another, but allowing others to know you, and people in your community perhaps know me and see how we're having a conversation together.
Absolutely. A healthy conversation.
So a lot happened in the last month.
To say the least.
And I want to hear you tell it in your own words. Certainly there was blatant anti-Semitism in the video, in the podcast that we were able to view or catch snippets of, with classic stereotypes and even conspiracy theories about the Jewish people, a little bit of identity politics.
Right.
Who can call themselves what?
Right.
Kinds of things. And then there was some introspection, education, perhaps a series of apologies.
Indeed.
And these kinds of conversations. So why don't you tell us, in your words, where you were and what happened and where we're going?
Yeah.
That nigga checking this nigga. You see that? He letting son know. Nigga, they got the level on his career right now, nigga. Look at what we told him. Yeah, nigga. Yeah. This is a public spanking, nigga. This nigga got spanked in public. Facts. This was a part of the process for him to get wilding out back, because he wasn't going to get it back unless this happened. You dig? The niggas at Paramount not playing no type games with son. And I remember when this happened too. This happened in like 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. That's when this went down. But boy, oh boy, let me tell you, bro. It was a public spanking for this nigga. Bro, how you gonna talk about anybody when this happened, champ? Y'all gotta see this. I'm not, it's not even nowhere near done. Smash the like button, shit. The video, let's keep it going.
Yeah, I like to start off by saying the great historian, Dr. John Henry Clark, says sometimes you could talk about the right things in the wrong way. And never even a question of intention or identity. My podcast, Cannon's Class, has always been a place to have, difficult and tough discussions in an open environment. And my goal has always been to have discussions with people where I learn. I'm the student, I'm the vessel, and I wanted to learn more about the situation with Professor Griff and how he felt that he had been blackballed for the last 30 years. And
I'm lying. See, and that's my fault. I swear to God he was talking to Dame Dash. Nah, this nigga was talking to Professor Griff, the nigga from Public Enemy. That nigga. That cuckoo nigga. Yeah, him, champ. Yeah, he was talking to son. It wasn't, I thought it was Dame Dash. Nah, it wasn't Dame Dash. It was Professor Griff. If you know, you know. If you don't know, well, it is what it is. But yeah, that guy. That's what he was talking to. Oh yeah. He got straight to it, champ. He got straight to it. They're like, yeah, what you gonna tell us what you learned after, we got you together. That nigga Nick acting like he ain't up here just getting violated right now. Like, talk about you need to educate yourself a little better if you want to get your shit back. Pretty much. It got nasty for Nick. So I don't know why Nick be talking. Nick, you're not crazy, bro. He was talking to Professor Griff, bro. Yes. That nigga, yeah, champ. That nigga's cuckoo, bro. You're talking to a cuckoo nigga, bro. That nigga's legitimately cuckoo. Smash it like one shit video. Let's keep it going. My fault, game.
Out of the world famous group, one of my favorite groups, Public Enemy, due to some anti-Semitism that was projected in the 80s, or the accusations of anti-Semitism during that time. So I was like, okay, this is a forum where we can have these open dialogue. Unbeknownst to me, of certain tropes that we will continue to discuss in this forum, but it was at the time things that I thought was factual information. I didn't know were dog whistles to a certain community. And through this process, I've definitely learned, like what you said, when there's conversations about identity, there's conversations about positions of power, and when we come from communities, of two communities that share oppression and and have persecution in common. My goal in that conversation, once I laid the groundwork, was to get to the place of saying, there is no boogeyman. There is, and I think, well into the conversation, maybe too far in 90 minutes, maybe, or I kind of got to the point of like, well, we hear all of these things about certain people being in power, certain groups, oppressing other groups. But if we believe in, a conversation of empowerment, if we believe that we are powerful people, then we can't be afraid or scared of any oppressive powers or boogeymen. But obviously, through the times that we're currently in, with social media and so many different things, people don't have time to sit down and necessarily listen to a whole 90-minute discussion. And like I said, when I set off quite a few alarms, hurtful alarms, that those were the things that rang through more than the conversation about empowerment. And that's where I apologize specifically for the hurtful words, because that was never my intention. So I needed to step back and really say, okay, well, if this is what I was attempting to do, but this is what came forth, I have to rethink and reconstruct this whole process. And now through, this process of atonement, I would say atonement is a process. An apology is...
This nigga. Yo, bro. Cannon's class is a corny ass show, bro. Word of my mother. This nigga's always been a cornball since forever. Always been a cornball, respectfully. Didn't this nigga get accused of wearing Kel Mitchell's ex-wife's cheerleader dress and all that? Anyway, that has nothing to do with nothing. This nigga been corny for a long time, nigga. Nigga really had a show called Cannon's Class. I would never have a show like that. That's corny, bro. You niggas is in a library having a podcast. What's up with that, bro? I don't like that. That was a bad idea. But yeah, this is nasty work. You know what I'm saying? This is nasty work. But yeah, he had to explain himself because that community wasn't having it for real. You know what I'm saying? That community was not jacking it. He said he's apologetic for what he said. Listen, if you got your opinions and viewpoints, you might want to stand on it. Not gonna lie. He already had enough money. At that point, I wouldn't care what happened. Anybody gonna tell me what I need to do? That's number one. Because don't nobody bring what I got going on. Smash it like one shit video. Let's keep it going. It's nasty.
Is a step, but atonement is a process. And as we, as our shared faiths know, atoning is something that we go through to make ourselves better. So if we're ever placed in this position again, that we make a different decision.
And of course, you dedicated yourself to education, which would prevent saying things that are either unfactual historically and equally important, painful to another community. What does that process look like for you?
That process is, it's a healthy process because, I always say words are what got us here, and words are powerful, but actions are even more powerful. And actions are gonna be what gets me out of this, because people are gonna see my true character, my true heart, the true compassion that I speak about. When I'm saying, you know, I do believe I come from a place and come from, you know, a culture and a tradition of a compassionate people. And so even no matter what's going on, I must first say, I'm sorry. I must first say, I apologize. I must first say, you know, I wish to repent when it comes.
Repent? Yo, bro. Yeah, I remember when Fifth was wilding on Jimmy Iovine back in the day. Like, I remember when Fifth was tweaking on Jimmy Iovine. Like, he was tweaking on Jimmy Iovine. If you listen to the mixtapes, you don't lie. He would always take time to disrespect Jimmy Iovine. You know what I mean? This is nasty work. This is nasty work. He says, I wish to repent for what I said. It's crazy. I've never heard Fifth give anybody a public apology. Ever. I've never heard Fifth give niggas a public apology for things that he said. But I've seen Nick Cannon do it for sure. Nasty work. Y'all know they was trying to give DC Young Fly was originally, they was gonna give Wildin' Out to DC Young Fly after what Nick Cannon said. I hope y'all know that. DC Young Fly was actually supposed to get Wildin' Out, but he never took that deal because he felt like Nick needed it, and Nick put him on, so he wasn't gonna go ahead and try to take Wildin' Out away from Nick or nothing like that. But he did get offered to take over the Wildin' Out though, because it's Paramount. Paramount owned that company. You know what I'm saying? Owns those shows and whatnot. Smashing like bunch shit video. Let's continue.
To, you know, the hurtful words. I often talk about, you know, my children, and, you know, in a sense where they like to throw rocks. They like to go outside and throw rocks. And, you know, when they're throwing rocks, when a rock hits someone, first thing you do is you say, I apologize. You know, even if that wasn't your intention, even if it wasn't, you know, however you see the situation, I teach my children, you must first apologize when you hurt someone, and then we'll deal with why you were throwing rocks, and figure out there's other things that you can throw, other ways that you.
Shut up, nigga. Now, what you mean don't? If you throw rocks at somebody, you meant to throw the rock. Don't nobody throw rocks at somebody by accident. Niggas meant to throw that rock, nigga. Rocks was meant to be thrown, nigga. That's crazy. Also, do y'all remember Nick Cannon talking about he was Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, and a bunch of other religions? He says, he said Spanky Hayes created Wildin' Out. That's crazy. I didn't even know Spanky Hayes created Wildin' Out, but Nick did put niggas on, man. He said Nick licensed and stole it from Spanky Hayes. That's crazy. Well, I'm a believer in things happen for a reason, right? I believe that everything happens for a reason. Maybe this was some type of karmic debt that Nick Cannon had to pay from stealing Wildin' Out. The idea from Spanky Hayes. They checked this nigga crazy. They got this nigga talking about, I will repent for my comments on the community. You know what community that is? Them Adam Sandler niggas, bro. Them Adam Sandler niggas. You know who they be. You know who the Adam Sandler people are, right? That's just a code word. So, yeah. Crazy. This was low-key like Kanye before Kanye, because you know what Kanye did after he had lost the Adidas deal and all that. You know what Kanye did, right? That nigga was looking for help right away. Well, let's make sure you smash the like button, and we will continue with the Book Fest. Let's keep it going.
You can engage in fellowship. So in that manner, you know, my words hurt people. And I needed to understand after, you know, I apologized. And that was the thing what I was initially questioning when, you know, a lot of the people from the Jewish community and many other communities were wondering, well, you need to apologize. It's like, well, help me understand what I need to apologize for. Please correct me. People, like yourself and many others from different organizations, but even, specifically the AJC sent me a lot of literature and things where like, this was so helpful. The translate hate, and it's pretty much like a glossary of things that, even from online and certain things that I learned, that I was like, wow, I wasn't even aware certain conversations led to things like, obviously the horrible Holocaust and certain ideals and propaganda that were pushed forward that, things that go back, a century or more, even, as we say, centuries, if we're having a scriptural conversation, to where a lot of times the Jewish community has been perceived as the scapegoat or the blame for so many things, and it's not fair. And if my goal truly is to break down the walls and barriers amongst communities and bring us closer together, and it truly is time to get rid of all of the things that divide us. And I utilize this moment. I'll be that sacrificial lamb if I have to be that person that stands firm and said, a lot of people may have been upset that I apologize, but I feel like that's what someone of true character is actually supposed to do when they hurt someone. And then now let's get through this process of truth and reconciliation, and how we can speak the truth to power, but we can also get to that ultimate place of reconciliation.
Thank you. Now, before we move on to Black-Jewish relations, just one word about this. You could imagine that there are a lot of people out there with a lot of different opinions about whether you and I should be meeting in this way.
Oh yeah, I saw the comments. Indeed.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
We can handle that.
Absolutely.
But I want you, before we move on to Black-Jewish relations, I want you to address the cynics who look at this as a transactional moment.
Oh man, I love that. Honestly, and this is the thing, and I've said this to many others in private, I said this to you in private, I'm an anti-authoritarian in its purest form. I've kind of lived my life going against the grain and doing what I want to do. So,
y'all get it, okay? Y'all get it. Y'all understand. Y'all get it. Y'all understand what I'm saying now. Good. I'm glad you do, champs. I'm glad. That's enough of that. But yeah, your boy Nick Cannon was bootlicking shit. He was talking with Professor Griff. I do apologize for earlier because I said Dame Dash. No, it was Professor Griff. That nigga, yeah, him. He was talking with that guy, and I was talking about how the Adam Sandler people, what their mission was, what's the propaganda and all that. And next thing you know, them niggas took Wildin' Out away from him very fast. They was not going for that because they run it. He must have forgot who owned Paramount and who run Paramount. That's why they got him doing all that. And then he was about to give DC Young Fly Wildin' Out. But DC Young Fly didn't want to take Wildin' Out because that was Nick's show. Nick made it what it was, right? But yeah, man, this is just what it is. This is real. This is just what it is, man. You dig? But this nigga talking about 50 and all that. Nigga, you have a nasty track record of L's. You got 80 million children. Crazy. But yeah, man. I don't know why he's talking about Fifth. I don't know why he's talking about Fifth. But it's going to get ugly. That's all I'm going to say, man. It's going to get very nasty for him very soon, man. But look, make sure you hit the like. The show's not over, though. The show is not done.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.